Well, time again for another Ramblings and Pickup video. Past couple weeks I've been traveling quite a bit. Not a whole lot has been happening. I did visit a couple game stores. Visited one up in Colorado Springs. It was called Video Games. Video Games. Really nice store. It has a lot of neat stuff in there. I'm pretty impressed with it. And another store I visited over the past couple weeks, this one was up in Syracuse, New York, and it's called Voltage Video Games. Another awesome store. So, highly recommend you check these stores out if you're in the area. I'm pretty impressed with them. I ran all over the place in Colorado Springs looking for retro games, and I found a couple other stores that were okay, but this video games one, that one was really good. They're in the process of moving to a new building. They have a bigger building, so that's awesome. This weekend, I've been lost playing the beta test version of the PS4 game Elder Scrolls Online. So my wife and I have been playing that quite a bit, checking it out. We're enjoying it so far. It's a pretty good game. A few little bugs here and there that we're writing down and reporting back to them, but otherwise, it's a pretty fun game. I love the Elder Scrolls series. My wife definitely loves the Elder Scrolls series. So it's a big plus to be able to get a hold of this game early on the PS4 to give it a try. It's only good for this weekend. I think the beta test period expires Monday. So if I get done making this video, I'm heading back to Elder Scrolls and play some more. But now, let's talk about pickups. Now, the first pickup I had, I bought this on the Kickstarter campaign, is I got one of these nano arcades from the Kickstarter. Now, I've done a video on this already, and basically, they took a 10-year-old cell phone and stuffed it in a box. Runs Java. It's cool. It's kind of neat. The controls are responsive. The little buttons here, nice little clicky noises. They respond really well. The main problem with this is the emulation of the games. A lot of them don't even have sound. They'll have intermittent sound effects. Actually will freeze the game while you're playing. So it's a little off-putting. They could have made this so much more. It's like, why didn't you just put like a Raspberry Pi in this thing? And you can put MAME on it and everything else. Be responsive, have sound and everything. Why they went with Java, I don't know. So I'm really hoping the hacker community does some cool stuff with this. I'm looking to see what happens because it is a nice little case. I do like the case. But the only game I really like playing on here is Kicks. That seemed to be pretty well. I had sound through it and everything. But other than that, no. It's not worth the money they were asking for this. I'll tell you that right now. But anyway, now let's get to some games. Now the first game I picked up, I did not know this even existed. Hadn't heard of it before. It's called Dino Land by Renovation. And basically it's kind of like, it's a virtual pinball game. And it plays kind of like Devil's Crush on the TurboGrafx. You have little dinosaurs running around the screen that you can hit with the pinball. You have little optional things you get into, bonus areas, like there's a little slot machine in there that gives you bonus when you get the ball up inside of that area. There's multiple screens. I haven't made it past the first set of screens though, because I can't play these games worth a darn. But anyway, it's a neat game. I like virtual pinball games, so I was pretty happy to find this. This I got up in Colorado Springs at Video Games is where I picked this up. Pretty neat cartridge. I wish I could get the box for it though, because I like collecting these complete box. I normally wouldn't have picked this up, but I liked how it looked, and I looked it up on my cell phone, so I went ahead and just bought the cartridge. I normally like buying complete box games for my Genesis. The next game I picked up, this is for my Atari 7800. I picked up a copy of F-18 Hornet. And I can't play with an arm. Big surprise. I need to read the manual. Maybe that'll help. Next, I picked up for my Nintendo. This is made by American Video Entertainment, called Pyramid. Basically, it's a Tetris kind of clone, except now you have weird shapes like triangles and half beams with an angle on one side, diamonds with a chunk missing. I can't make a frickin' line to save my life to go across the screen. Very challenging Tetris type game. Very challenging. I played this quite a bit, and I never could make a solid line across the screen to get rid of it. So, next thing I picked up for my Sega Dreamcast is Star Wars Demolition. Kind of like, Vigilante 8, Twisted Metal, that kind of stuff. But with Star Wars vehicles. It's kind of cool. A little hard to control. But I just basically picked this up just to add it to the collection. I don't know if I'm going to try to go for a complete American release Dreamcast collection or not, but I'm well on my way. I've got almost 100 games for it, all complete in the case. I'm not sure how many games there are for the Dreamcast. I need to look that up. But it's okay. After that, I picked up for my Sega Master System a complete in box Poseidon Wars 3D. This is a really fun game. Now, I don't have the Sega 3D glasses, but luckily this has a 2D mode on it that you can switch to. And the way you switch to the 2D mode is you got to plug a controller into port number 2 on the Master System, and then you can select the 2D mode to play. So that's what you're seeing behind me is the 2D mode. And basically you're shooting planes and ships on this ocean, and it's a lot of fun. I'd like to try this in 3D, so I'll have to find myself a set of Sega 3D glasses. I think I've also got another 3D game up there. I know I need to get Zax in 3D because I've heard that's really good. Next up, I picked up, speak of, Twisted Metal, I found a complete in the box, long case version of Twisted Metal for the original PlayStation. I like this game. I had this a long time ago and I sold it like a dummy. But luckily I found it again in the long case because this is what I had originally was the long case version. So it's a pretty fun game. It's a great vehicular combat game. Can't say enough about this. I really enjoy Twisted Metal. It's awesome. Next up, now this was sent to me by my buddy, the No Swear Gamer, who has a YouTube channel called the No Swear Gamer. He does a lot of reviews on mainly Atari 2600 games, Sega Genesis, some Nintendo games. I think he's going to branch out as he gets more systems and everything. But they're a lot of fun to watch. He also does a podcast called the Atari 1700 Game by Game podcast. It's pretty interesting to listen to. But he knew I'd been looking for this game for quite a while, so he picked it up and sent it to me. A complete in box Alien Storm for the Sega Genesis. Awesome. Now, I like the Golden Axe games, that kind of fighting style, and this kind of reminds me of that, except you have, aliens instead of, barbarian critters and stuff like that. You got laser guns and laser whips and things like that. It's a lot of fun to play. I think my favorite part of this game is there's a stage where you got things coming at you from far away and towards you on the screen, and you're shooting down into the screen with a laser gun, trying to hit them before they get to you. That's one of my favorite parts of this game. This is another one of those games I had originally that was lost due to five-finger discounting by the movers. So I'm happy to get this back in my collection again, complete in the box. It looks brand new. So, well, Phil, if you're watching this, thanks. I really appreciate this, buddy. And then the last thing I picked up for a really good deal. I've been wanting this game. I've seen it a couple times out there in the wild, but they want like 50, 60 bucks for this crazy thing. But I found this over in Syracuse, New York at a little thrift store. Powerslave! Awesome, for the Sega Saturn. Now this uses the 3D controller that you use with Nights into Dreams, so it controls really nice. It's got an Egyptian theme, so you're going through pyramids, have Egyptian decorations, things like that. It's awesome. I mean, I can't say enough about this game because I like Doom type games. So this reminds me a lot of Doom, but it's very well done. It's a lot of fun. I mean, if you got a Sega Saturn, I can't recommend enough. You need to find a copy of Powerslave for your collection. So I'm pretty happy to find this for a fairly decent price. It was like $10. Awesome. So that is all the pickups. Not a whole lot. I'm hoping to get quite a few things next week when I go visit Denver, Colorado. I know there's JJ Games out there, and I think Game Force is out there. Doc's Video Games, if I remember right, is out there. I made me a list. So I got me a hit list of game stores to hit while I'm out there next week on business. So I'll be pretty busy in the evenings running all over town trying to find stuff. My main thing I want to find, though, is a 5200 trackball for my podcast. I needed a trackball so I can do Centipede and Mystical Man on the podcast. Anyway, enough of that. So keep on gaming, everybody. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.